Hello, welcome. I have something new that I've purchased. This is I think my most expensive purchase to date. And obviously it's a Accurascale class 37 that you can see. Let me just show you the end of the box. So this is the class 37 37140. This is the acc2611 and it's BR blue with orange Cantrail stripe, and it's in the era 8. So let's get this out of the box. I've not actually even taken it out of the box yet, so this is exactly the first time I'm seeing it and you're seeing it. So if you have one of these, obviously you know the quality. I've only seen them actually online, so let's see one up close. Comes in a big enough box, but it's always nice to have all the extra protection. So we have obviously all the manuals, all the details, and you must read the instruction on this, reverse this car before you operate your model. And then it's got same instructions on both sides. So there must be two cars in there. It looks a bit odd that you must read and then you must read. Anyway, I'm going to read them in a minute. So I really want to have a look at this. And we do have a lot of packaging with this, very well protected. So you get a very good sized piece of foam that goes on the top. Put all this to one side, and then we have a logo in a nice box, which is extremely tight. Right, so eventually, let me get it. Right, there we go. So, loads of accessories, snow ploughs, buffer beams, so plenty to add on if you're that way inclined. I sometimes add some on, depending on the model. I might not do with this one because I'll probably make a mess with the glue. Okay, let's get a first look. And yeah, I can get that out, and that is a very heavy model. And there seems to be quite a lot of parts fitted, and what I can see from all the 37s that I've seen, especially with the horns on the roof, is that how fine those are and how fine all the detail is. That does look really good. And you have, there's no switches underneath like the background one, so that must be all on that card. So I'm going to have a read of that before I do start running this. One thing I would say is this is incredibly heavy and incredibly well detailed. I don't know what the list of all the separate parts is yet, but I'm going to just bring that up and then I'll list that as we have a look on the white background. You can see quite a nice cab detail. Doesn't look a lot on the back of the cab, but maybe it's just this light. Can't really see inside there that well. So anyway, let's go have a proper look on the white background. And there we have it up close, so you can see a lot of the detail. So I'm just going to quickly list some of the details, and we're going to have a quick look. It took me a while to find some online on all the details, but obviously you've got door handles, fan grills etched, fans, handrails, horns, jumper cables, lamp irons, nameplates if they're there, radio antenna if it's needed, side grills, got snow ploughs in the detailing pack, cosmetic screw link couplings, lifeguard, pipework, sprung buffers. Then you got cab footplate and interior details, which is detailed and painted, glazing, seats, wipers. There's loads of under frame detail with a battery box, brake rigging, chassis, footsteps, fuel tank, pipework, sanding gear, speedometer, cable, and a lot more really. I think I'm not sure if it's all covered on that website. So yeah, that's I really want to have a real good close look. So I'll just have a look from this distance for the moment. And doesn't this look good? And I can see that I've not got that wheel on there. And we'll get in a little bit closer in a minute, but I'm very impressed. Let's zoom in a little bit more. And I think I want to get a little bit closer than that, so I'm just using electronic teleconverter to try and get this close. That's better. So now we can really see the detail on there. You can see that chain that's linked to the bogie. It's actually really fine. It looks quite chunky when you see it like that, but I can hardly see that from the naked eye. It's really fine. I've seen it on plenty of other reviews and it always looks quite a chunky piece, but until you actually get one of the models, I'm not sure on every piece of this detail. So, but you can see how fine some of the details are and some of the moulding. So yeah, this is impressive. And as you can see, this has got the oval buffers, which are sprung, which you wouldn't expect them not to be on a high-end model like this. And you can see how fine those horns are. Let's get close. So you see there's a little bit of buffer detail fitted. And we can see some detail inside the cab there. So we have some seats. And we can see some detail on the back of the cab wall there. It's very hard to focus in on. And you can see how fine those wipers are. And let's have a look at the detail on the roof. So you've got a nice fine fan grille there with a fan behind. I assume it's not motorised, doesn't really need to be. what I have seen, supposed to be so as the roof lifts off, just on magnetic covers, and that gives you all the switches. And I think it's in that pack I haven't actually opened yet, so we can, the blanking plug there. I think these are just 21 pin, so I do have a 21 pin that sound chip that I'd like to fit in here. So, and this is just, I'm not sure if you can see that, it's just like magnetic clips on there, and it's quite difficult to get off while I was trying to do it on camera. So, and then it just clips on. It's actually a very nice fit, no major gaps or anything like that. So let's have a look at the other side of the model. And I'm so impressed with this model. Can't actually wait to get it on a proper layout, which I will be building in the future. I've got one other project to go at the moment. So let's have a look at this, all this running gear, details on the bogies. Can't really read that off the camera. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer. Now there's a few of the logos and prints on here, so that's I'm not really sure what the canary aspect to this is, but it's a very good print, very good. And just got the BR logo there, and nothing really else to show on the print side. So in fact you can get a little bit more on the interior there. Right, I'm going to hopefully this runs really well. I'm going to give it a quick test run on my little piece of test track, and also see how much this weighs, because it does feel a very heavy and substantial piece of model. Okay, let's see if this works. And yes, nice and smooth. Absolutely no problems. Doesn't need a lot of juice off the controller really, compared to some of the some models I've had. And can we navigate the points? Let's have a look. absolutely no problems. Very smooth over the points. So it will handle second radius without any problems. Right, let's see if we can do a crawl. Turn it up nice and slowly. Remember, this is on DC, not on DCC, so I expect the crawl to be better on DCC. So let's see. We have a bit of movement. Turn it up a little bit more. And it's good. Have seen smoother, but it's perfectly usable and acceptable, especially on a smaller layout. See what we like in the other direction. Let's bring it back to the centre. Okay, let's see what it's like in this direction. Remember, I haven't run this in at all. These are the first runs of this model. I don't really have anywhere to run it in. I'm not going to run it in on a oval on the dining room table this time, because this is a really heavy loco and I just don't want it falling off while I'm not in the room. So let's just try that crawl again this way. It's nice and slow, but a little bit jerky there. Not smooth as some that I've seen, but like I say, you would never run it as slow as this all the time. It would more like be at that speed running through your depot. And that is really smooth. And across the points, no problem at all with cutting out. Now completely straddle the points, so shouldn't have any problems with the pickups. It is slow, but just as that's very slightly jerky movement, but at this sort of speed, that's absolutely perfect. So I do think it actually runs better in one direction than the other. But that would probably improve with running in. I think that is moving just as slow as I can actually get it off the DC. Now that is impressive. Okay, so the conclusion that I've come to is what a wonderful model. Accurascale have excelled really, I think, and I've always wanted to sort of purchase one of these, but they was always a bit too expensive. It still is a bit too expensive for me. Not for everybody, obviously, but I thought I'd just treat myself, and I'm glad I did. If you know, if you really want one, I would try and get one now before they all sell out again. On the last runs they all sold out, and there was a couple of liveries that I really liked but I just couldn't afford at the time. So, but let you know, I did read the cards. So and that one's actually upside down, and so is that one. So you can't read them on camera. But yes, I did read these, and this, you've got one for DC, for operations with a non-ESU and with the operations with an ESU. And it says on this card here, use modern controllers only. Do not use like HM clippers. It says they've tried to make sure that it will work on them all, but they don't recommend using things like the really old controllers. And why would you? You know, if you purchase something that's this expensive, you wouldn't want to run it on a 40 or 50-year-old controller. And most people will be wanting to run these on DCC, and I will be chipping it in the future. So one thing I didn't open was this pack to show you at the start, because I was really interested in just getting the locomotive out rather than looking at all the paperwork, because it's brand new and I just wanted to see it. So we do get some instructions on fitting buffer beams there, exploded view, and it says with headlight. So I sort of ordering all the spare parts, which is always nice to see. It's like quite nice, all in colour. Not all manufacturers do that. I know Dapol are doing it a lot more now. You get that's quite nice. It looks like a nice aged sort of cover, and if you look on the back, it's somebody's put the teacups down, but it's not actually. It's just made like that, so it's actually quite a nice touch. So, and this gives you a lot of all the history. So I'll have a good read of this, I think. So that's quite nice. And what else do we get? Obviously, if it's fitted with sound, you've got a sound card there with all the functions. I do have a ESU LokeSound version 5 chip, which I am going to put in this. It's not got the Accurascale sound, so I'm hoping it will work with this. I don't know if the non-sound models have any speakers built in, so that'll be interesting to see, because you're spending a lot of money, and if they don't put a £2 speaker in, I think it's just ridiculous. But anyway, I'm not going to sort of think about that until I come around to getting the sound fitted. But yes, really nice. Like I say, if you can afford one, purchase one while you can. They're not going to be around forever, and they seem to go up in price on the second-hand market because of availability, especially in some of the rarer liveries. I would have gone for the earlier BR Blue, the pre-tops one, as well, but I couldn't afford both. I could get one or the other, and I decided to go for this one. And this was one of the last BR Blues before it was painted in Dutch livery. So it survived quite a long time in the BR Blue, and it was basically from the 80s to the 90s, and I think it was sort of like 93 when it got repainted eventually. So I'm just going to get all this back in its box, in its nice protected box, and then just put away until I get some proper proper place to run this. So I'm going to put all the manuals away. I don't want anything get creased on these, and they give you a nice good sturdy box to actually keep everything in. So, and did I put the I didn't actually. Let me I just noticed I want to put the detailing parts in, so I don't lose those and don't get mixed up with any other. And I didn't realise that was 2 cards at the start, but yes, you need to read both of those for true operation. And just one more protective sleeve over the top. They've given you your money's worth in packaging and your money's worth in the loco, I would say. Might be expensive, but it does run, and I think there is good value for money there. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. I will see you on the next one. Have a good evening or a good rest of the day. Take care.